What's up, Titan fans? How are we doing? Welcome to the Week 6 post-game episode where the Tennessee Titans took on the Indianapolis Colts, and they lost 20-17 in Nissan Stadium. And look, Will Levis didn't play the best ball, just like he hasn't played all season. We haven't seen that growth from him. If anything, he's declined since last season. This game, he went 16-27, 95 yards, 1 tutty, 1 interception, and they just didn't let the man take many shots. They didn't even throw the ball that much until the end of the game. They were just nickel and diming it down the field. He only had 95 passing yards. How you play 4 quarters of ball and only had 95 passing yards? One positive, though, was the running game. Tony Pollard did 17 carries, 93 yards, 1 tutty. Tajay Spears, 6 carries, 27. But he did get injured, and he's got a hamstring injury. He's week to week now. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. Calvin Ridley, the only thing he really did this game, besides not catch anything, was his 1 carry for 9 yards. Defense played pretty good. Obviously, they put pressure on him a little bit, but the pocket was pretty good for Flacco. But, they were still able to disrupt things. They did have that one pass that was a post corner for a tutty where Mike Brown came in after the hooker got injured, and they had one side of the field completely open. Or was it Diggs? Quandre Diggs got injured, and they had one side of the field completely open. It was an easy touchdown for the veteran quarterback, Joe Flacco. He knew exactly what to do. He aimed for the young guy who was his first time playing for the Tennessee Titans this season. So that's where we are right there. And let's go over this quote real quick by Calvin Ridley, right? He's upset, right? This man had 8 targets, 0 catches. He said, and I'm quoting besides the curse words, of course. He said, I need some in the beginning of the effing game too, Ridley said, right? He said, this crap is getting crazy. I suck today and I got to do better, but I got to get the ball a little earlier so I can get in the game and be here with the team and play well also. Now, I know he didn't get the ball in the beginning of the game besides that run play, but still, you had 8 targets, 8 opportunities. And I know a few of them wasn't the best balls, right? And you had that one that was underthrown that was picked off. But you're still Calvin Ridley. You're expected to make those plays. I mean, he had 2 drops from what I remember. So he should have had something, a little productivity. He's blaming it on the fact that he didn't get the ball early enough in the game. So he couldn't completely be warmed up and stuff. But that's insane. No, you're an NFL player. You're supposed to be like a franchise wide receiver. So you definitely have to get out there and play for that $95 million that you're getting for these next few years. And then Callahan, he came out and said afterward, he said, I'm sure he'll be the first to tell you it was disappointing. He's one of our best players, and we looked to try to get him to make a play or two, and we didn't get it done at the end of the game. And yeah, they tried forcing it to him a lot at the end of the game. It seemed like almost every play it was to Ridley, even though Boyd was making plays. He was hot for a minute, but they kept trying to feed Ridley to get him the ball, but it wasn't working. He was just smothered. I mean, it was good coverage. He had a couple opportunities, and he did drop the ball. So it is what it is. But let's get into the play-by-play real quick. Just a quick review of the game, right? So we start the game off. They drive down the field immediately, and they score. I mean, they just went all. It was 10 plays, 70 yards, right? They just went down the field. Flacco looked on point. The defense didn't know what to do, and they scored right off the bat. Then we get the ball. We go 3 and out. We punt it. Then they have the ball, and guess what? We intercept it. We finally get an interception. That's one we've been waiting on for a long time. So we had a short field to work with. We're able to come back, get a touchdown. Then we punt the ball, or they punt the ball. Then we get a field goal. We get a field goal. Then they punt. We punt. They get a field goal right before half. They're able to drive all the way down the field, get a field goal. Then after half, we score immediately. We get a tutty. Then they, as soon as we score, it seems like they score. They were to bounce right back, get a field goal. Then we punt. Then they go down the field, score. And then we punt again. And listen to these drives, though. We got conservative. We was up 17-13, right? And we want to play conservative football. We're like, we're going to run to the right with Tony Pollard. We're going to run to the right with Tony Pollard. We're going to run up the middle with Tony Pollard. Then we're going to punt the ball. You're talking run, punt. But, yeah, they score immediately off of that. And then all of a sudden, we're playing from behind, right? So we get desperate. We get desperate all of a sudden. And then because we got like 7 minutes left in the game. And then they want to pass. And it was incomplete. Pass, incomplete. Pass, incomplete. And 2 of those was right to Ridley. 1 was to D-Hop. But yeah, 3 passes. Three passes, punt. Then they punt. Then boom, Will Levis, on a couple plays into the drive, we ended up throwing an interception. Will Levis threw one right to the defender because he underthrew Ridley. It is what it is. Another interception on the field. But they punt. Our defense held they punt. Then we could have scored. We had an opportunity to score. We're driving down the field, 4th and 7, 2 minutes left. We're on 25. But he's like, do you really trust us our defense to hold them, to stop the game when it mattered, get the ball back and go score? But I guess he did. So we punted the ball. But no, they were able to get first downs and stuff. They ran out a majority of the clock. And then they punted to us at the end of the game. We had 12 seconds. We tried doing this weird little play. Everybody was, they threw it short. Then everybody's flicking it backwards, doing the laterals and stuff. And then all of a sudden it ended back up in Will Levis's hand. And then, the game ended. So now we start the season 1-4, and it's like, oh, what did we do? Season over? Yes, it is. Unless a miracle happens and Will Levis is able to turn this around. But more than likely, we're probably just going to lose out. We don't want to bring in Mason Rudolph. We don't want to bring in Simeon. They might get us a couple more games. We might as well play Will Levis, see what he has, and just go from there. If we get a good draft pick, we get a draft pick. It would be a top 5 pick. We can draft his replacement. That is where we are right now. Season's over. Let Will Levis just do what he does, play the season out. And if he turns things around and he can all of a sudden spin it around and he becomes a Josh Allen like everyone says, let it happen. But it's probably not going to happen. But this about does it for this video. It's going to be a short video today. But I'm going to bring out other shorts throughout the week. Like I said, if you're not following me on YouTube, TikTok, and X, make sure to follow me on all 3 platforms. Handles the same no matter where you go. It's Glacius. But just let me know down in the comments below if you think Will Levis is going to turn this season around. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and tighten up, baby.